Hey guys, this is Juan. In today's video, we're going to talk about the math, the first 10 questions of the math, the ACT practice test form 59F. All right, for question number one, it says that Carmen is playing with blocks. She arranges stacks of blocks so that each successive level of blocks has one fewer block than the level below it. And the top level has one block. Now, if she has 12 levels of blocks, that means that the total number of blocks that she's going to have is simply, let me ink this, 1 plus 2 plus yada 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 plus 12 blocks. Now, we could do this all on a calculator, but there's a quicker way. If you look at each pair, you realize that each pair adds up to 13. And how many pairs are there? Since there are 6 numbers, there are 6, or since there are 12 numbers, there are 6 pairs. So we have 13 times 6 equals 78. So the answer is B. In question number 2, it states, to keep up with rising expenses, a motel manager needs to raise the $40 room rate by 22%. What will be the new rate? Okay, so we can say $40 times 1.22. And if I do 1.22 times 40, basically I'm saying 4880 with 2 decimal places. So 4880. And that's the correct answer. So the answer is J. So in question number 3, it says, as a salesperson, your commission is directly proportional to the dollar amount of sales you make. If your sales are 800, your commission is 112. How much commission would you earn if you had $1,400 in sales? So we can set up this question as follows. 1,400 x over 1,400 equals 112 over 800. Now, we see that the 1,400 and the 800 both have zeros, so we can simplify across horizontally. Similarly, we can say, well, 8 and 14, they both share a 2, so that would be 4, that would be 7. And now notice also that 112 can be written as 100 plus 12, and that would give us 100 plus 12 over 4. Now 104 simplify to 25, and 4 and 12 simplify to 3. So in other words, x over 7 equals 28. So x equals 28 times 7. 8 times 7 is 56, carry by 5, 2 times 7 is 14, so that gives us 19, which is 196. So the commission you'd earn is 196. Now, if you notice in the corner, there's an icon of a calculator. This means that, you might be actually better off, for some kids, for some of you, to actually just use a calculator to compute this by saying x equals 1,400 times 112 over 800. That's easier for you. All right, for number 4, we're just doing 7 plus 3x equals 22. So 7 plus 3x equals 22. So we solve for 3x by subtracting 7 on both sides. Next, we divide by 3, so we get x equals 5. And we're looking for 2x, so 2x equals 10. The answer is G. The total cost of renting a car is $30 for each day the car is rented, plus 28.5 cents for each mile the car is driven. What is the total cost of renting a car for 5 days and driving 350 miles? So to set this up, we're going to say there's a fixed cost of $30 per day, which is times 5, since he's driving for 5 days, and he drives 350 miles. So we're going to add 28.5 cents, or if we're doing this in terms of dollars, 0.285 times 350. Now, we know that this is going to produce 150 plus some amount. Now, what this sum amount is, to get an exact value, you're probably better off doing this on a calculator. But we can eliminate some choices right off the bat. So we can get rid of A. Probably we can get rid of B. Now E seems like it's going to be way too big, because if you think about it another way, this is less than 1/3, and this is, let's round down to 300. So we should get roughly 100 here, give or take some. So now 150 plus 100 is not going to come anywhere near over $1,000. Now the only question is, do we choose between C or D? Now if we look at this more carefully, we can say, all right, well, I have 30 times 5 plus 2.85 times 35. Now if you notice very carefully, right, this 2.85 times 35 is going to end in a 5. There's no way that we can get D as the answer, so it has to be C, even without doing it in the calculator. But if you're more comfortable doing this in a calculator, just to be sure, then plug this right in.